Hello and welcome to the ultimate in mind and body optimization. Now I'm going to show you now a cutting edge demonstration of testing the physical body and testing the mindset, the subconscious mind. First of all, the physical body. Let me just explain the testing methodology. So I use a cutting edge system that's created by a genius German medical doctor and Russian physicists. So I have a couple of gadgets here that I use for the testing. Now these are called biophotonic signal enhancers. That's a mouthful, isn't it? So what these do, I have one at the top of my client's head and then I have a smaller version that I place on all the different areas of the body. Now biophotons are very, very small particles of light that we emit from every cell of the body. Every strand of our DNA is emitting these biophotons, quite literally the light of life. And it's these biophotons that really regulate and control all the other systems of the body. So way beyond the chemistry, it's whether these light particles are coherent, which means health, or incoherent, which means unhealthy, a disease process is starting, or it's already there and there's stress and disease in the specific area. So this is key because this is why it makes it the ultimate test. I am testing at the very, very smallest level that you can test the body on. We're not doing blood tests, we're not doing physiological scans as such, we're testing the absolute emissions of the photons coming off the body. So what I'm going to do now, using a simple muscle test, a simple kinesiology muscle test, when I apply the biophotonic signal enhancer on all the areas of the body, I can find out whether that body goes into stress because the light, the emissions are incoherent, there's an issue there, there's a stressor there, or whether there's no problem there whatsoever, the body stays in a deep healing response and that's a coherent signal coming from that organ or that cell or that bone or that structure and everything is fine with that. So this allows for absolute precision testing to find even the slightest bit of dysfunction or, unhealthy aspects that might be coming into this body. So, first things first, I'm just going to set up a simple standard muscle test. Now, as my client lies on this couch and she's lying next to the signal enhancer by her head, that puts her body into a parasympathetic response. One, she's lying down, so she should be relaxed. But lying down next to the signal enhancer activates your parasympathetic system, so you should be relaxed. So let me just show you this. I want you to say out loud, my name is Emma.
My name is Emma.
And hold strong. So as my client says that, that's her name. There's no resistance to that inside. There's no stress response inside. So we have a relaxed arm. Now I'm just going to say a different name altogether. Get my client to say a different name. Just say out loud, my name is David.
My name is David.
And hold. And as she says that, we get a stress response. We get a very strong reaction in the arm. And instead of an arm that goes down nice and easy, it's biting. So we get a stress response. So her body's gone out of parasympathetic into sympathetic, into the stress response. And this happens just by saying the wrong name. Now, that's not going to do anything to her. She could call herself David all day long and she's not going to go have any issues in the body. But that just shows you the accuracy of the test. So now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get my client to think of something positive, then I'll test it, then think of something negative and stressful, then I'll test it without even saying it out loud. So you can just see that. So, you ready? So just think of something that you really, really like and let me know when you're there.
Okay.
You got it? You there?
Yeah.
And hold. So, zero resistance. So as you imagine you're thinking about something nice in your mind, you shouldn't have a stress response. Now think about something that brings a little bit of stress into your body. Nothing too hectic, could be traffic or, work or whatever. You there?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
And hold. And her arm's rock solid there. So whatever she's thinking about is putting her body into stress. Now that's very useful for us, this little calibration here, because I can now actually get her to say anything about her goals, her life, what she wants to achieve, how much money she thinks she can earn. And I can test that mind to find out whether there's any resistance to her achieving her goals, being successful, being a peak performer, whatever the goal is. We can find any resistance to that and clear it so that you can be in total flow, in the zone, in full success mode with no resistance inside and full access to your skills, your knowledge, your experience with easy access to that at any time. That allows us to have productive, successful days and enjoy the journey. And inevitably, productive, successful days consistently is what we call peak performance. So what I'm going to do now is test the physical body first. I'm going to test the physical body and then we'll come on to some mindset testing. Now, before I start testing the body, I need to do what we call pre-tests to make sure the information from the brain is going into the body and the body going into the brain. So we've got complete full communication with no kinks in the hose, no blocks. So give me a second and let me just do some tests. Okay, this hand, little finger and thumb. Okay, those are some pre-tests that I use just to make sure the brain and body are communicating to each other without any blocks, any kinks in the hose. So now I'm going to place this signal enhancer and we start on the brain. Now this is the only test in the world where you can test on 3 levels. So the first level is when I'm touching the body, I'm putting the signal enhancer over a specific organ, the frontal lobes, the thyroid, the lung, the heart and so on. We are testing the ability of that organ to communicate with the nervous system and the brain. So this is the first level test. Are there any blocks on that organ in its relationship to how it's communicating with the rest of the body? And if there are, we need to clear that. So that's level 1. Then you'll see the second level. This is where I'm going to get my client to hold this about 6 to 8 inches over each of the organ. So now we're in the energy field. But what this is actually testing is the extracellular matrix. So when we think about energy field, the further in it starts, those biophoton emissions, the further in they come from, the further out we test. So when we talk about energy field, yes, we're testing the energy field, but that energy field starts from inside the cell. So don't be confused, we're actually testing out here. Yes, that's where the emissions are, but they come from inside the body. So the second level that you'll see 6 to 8 inches over the body is the extracellular matrix. Then we go the third level, which is about half a meter off the body. So we're really in the energy field here. But what we're testing here is the intracellular matrix. We're talking inside the cell, inside the nucleus of the cell. So this is what I'm saying. This is the 3 different levels of testing. It's the only test on the planet where you can do this and get direct information on the health of the body, the health of the organ or tissues or bone on 3 levels. The connection to the brain and the nervous system, the extracellular matrix outside the cell, and the intracellular inside the cell. So now I'm going to do a real test. This is actually a real test. It's not a fake test. We're going to see what the state of Emma's health is at the physical level with this test. She's presenting no symptoms at the moment, so that's obviously a good healthy sign. But we're just going to check out the body and see if we find a bit of dysfunction. Now, just to remember, so you can see for yourself, I'm going to place this on the frontal lobes. Well, first of all, just remember now. Remember, a relaxed arm. When I say hold and I'm getting it to tense, if that stays relaxed, there's no problem. There's no tension, there's no resistance. We have very coherent biophoton emissions in that area. That's the bottom line of what we're testing. If she goes into a stress response, the arm goes into a stress, that we know then the area that we're testing, there's something wrong there, there's an issue there. You've got incoherent biophotons at the fundamental level, and that's changing the chemistry and that's changing the function of that organ or structure of cell or bone or whatever part of the body we're testing. So just remember that now. So I'm just going to jump into this testing and we'll see where we go. So first of all, I'm putting it on the frontal lobes. And here we go. Nice and strong. Hold. No resistance there. Okay, hold it in position 2 and hold. And then position 3. So now we're right over the forehead there. Nice and strong. Hold. So no problems, relax. On the frontal lobes, on each 3 levels, there's no resistance at all. That's really what we want. Now I'm just going to the top of the lobes here, the parietal lobes, the motor strip over the top of the brain. Okay, that's strong. And position 2, hold. And position 3, hold. Really quick, really easy, but super, super accurate, because we're testing whether we've got coherent biophotons or scattered incoherent biophotons. Just lift your head up and back. Now I'm testing the occipital lobes at the back of the brain, the visual centers, and hold strong. Hold. Now the arm's gone into stress. So as I'm pushing, hold strong. That's a stressor, big time. So that's interesting. Just relax. Okay. Now just lift your head a smidge. Just going to test that. Hold. Okay, on the second level, no problem. Relax. So there's something there at the back of the head that's not functioning properly. So we don't know what that is yet. So I'm going to make a little note of that, and then we'll sort that out in a bit. Okay, now I'm going to go into the thyroid. Hold. Hold. So as soon as I put that on the thyroid, the brain's gone into stress. We've got a stress response there. So at this stage, we don't know what that means. All we know is the thyroid, the way that's communicating with the nervous system and the body, there's something not quite right there. So that's not going to help the function of that organ. And if the thyroid's not functioning, like any organ, if it's not functioning optimally, there's reduction in energy, reduction in clarity of thought, more stress response, and you don't feel as good as you should do. So we'll come back to that. So I'm going to make a little note of that. Okay, now level 2. Nice and strong. Okay, now level 3. Nice and strong. Okay, so level 2 and 3, extracellular and intracellular, no problem. So just a light little block there, we can probably clear that pretty easily. So now I'm going to go on to the lung. Hold. No problem. Hold position 2. Hold. And position 3. Hold. Nothing wrong with the lung. Place onto your heart. Just bring it, yeah. Hold. Position 2. Hold. Position 3. Hold. Good. Now place onto your stomach like that. Hold strong. Hold. So as we touch the stomach, we put the biophotonic signal enhancer over the stomach. We've gone into stress here. Position 2. Hold. And stress on position 2. Now position 3. So keep it over your stomach. Hold. All right, so all 3 levels on the stomach. So on the nervous system level, extracellular and intracellular, there's an issue with the stomach. Now again, we don't need to label that. We don't need to put any labels on it at all. We just know there's an issue there. There's underfunction, there's stress. Keep those words simple because it's just general. We don't know, we don't need to label it. We just know at the bottom line, that organ is not producing coherent light, which means it's underfunctioning. And obviously an underfunctioning stomach's not good for anybody, right? So I'll make a note of that, stomach in 3. Now we drop that down and we go to the small intestine. Hold. And again, the small intestine, position 2, hold, and position 3. Just bring it down a bit, hold. So 3 levels on the small intestine. So there's something going on in the gut. There's a dysfunction, there's an underfunction, there's a block, there's stress. Those are the simple words we can use that are relevant. There's something going on, the gut's not functioning properly. And we all know, if the gut's not functioning properly, nothing's functioning properly. So I'll make a note of that. So that's small intestine in 3. Okay. Now I'm just going to go to the pancreas, hold, 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 yeah, to the spleen, hold, okay, onto the bladder, hold, onto the adrenals and the kidneys, hold, hold, okay, hold. Okay, so now let's just check. We've done the brain in 3 places. We've done the thyroid, we've done the lungs, we've done the heart. We've done the stomach, the small intestine, the large intestine, the pancreas and the spleen. We've done the liver and the gallbladder, the kidneys and the adrenals and the bladder. And what have we found? The brain's working fine, but not the back of the brain. There's something going on there. We don't need a label again. We just know that it's not functioning properly. We know that the thyroid's blocked, so there's probably a connection between toxicity in thyroid and that base brain stem. We know that the stomach's blocked and that the small intestine is blocked and that the liver and the gallbladder. So we've got a few things going on here. So what do we do with that? So this is level 1 of the testing, the physiological organ scan, so we can highlight the organs that are underfunctioning, are understressed and probably have too many toxins. Now, I'll park that test, and then the next level that I do is testing specifically for parasites, for bacterial infections, for viruses, for mold, for metals. That's the next level of test. I'm not going to show that because it's a little bit boring, so I'm just putting things on and off the testing equipment and testing. So it'll just drag it out. And that's what I test for, looking specifically now. Right, for example, in the gut, the stomach and the small intestine, what is the problem? Can we fine tune that problem? Is it an infection? Is it a parasite? You know, is it a virus? Is it none of those? It just needs some nutritional support. So there's no guesswork here. I'm not wondering and guessing what to do. This is 100% personalized to your body. What does your body need to clear those blocks, get back to normal function, then good function, and then optimal function? That's what we want, and that's how you do it with this precision testing. Okay, one of the big areas to optimize your physical body that has a big bang for the buck is making sure that you are not eating foods that you have an intolerance to, and that you're only eating the foods that your body wants and that energize and create health within your body. Now, in this area of peak performance, lots of people think they're eating the right foods, and they may be vegetarian, they may be vegan, they may be carnivore, they may be high fat, low fat, high carb, low carb, breatharians. It really does not matter what your belief is around food and what food regime that you use. The most important thing is keeping off the foods that your body doesn't want. So with this test, we can remove all beliefs, we can remove all morals, we can remove all ideas about what we should eat and just let our body tell us what we should eat. And that doesn't matter. Like I say, some people thrive being vegans. Some people can't get out of bed if you try to get them to be a vegan. Some people thrive being a vegetarian. Some people thrive on the carnivore diet. The type of diet is irrelevant. What's most important is fine-tuning it and personalizing it for your body. When you do that, you minimize inflammation and you maximize energy and health. Now, the beauty with this test is it's immediate. The only really other way that's an accurate test is to have a blood test. But the problem with the blood test is you don't know what they're testing. And you're not eating the foods that they're testing. And you don't know whether what they're testing is an organic food or a non-organic food. So, it's not really as accurate as it could be. The beauty with this test, I can test exactly the foods that you eat, the exact brands that you eat from the exact shops that you buy from. So let me give you a couple of examples here. So this is just simple rice. Now, I don't know whether my client's body wants this or not, so I'm just going to place this on the stomach. I'm going to put the signal enhancer underneath it, and I'm just going to test. Hold. Now, that's gone straight into stress. The body's gone into stress just by placing rice on the stomach. So I'll take that off, nice and strong, and you're open. As soon as I put that on the gut, hold. We're blocked. Now, you could assume that is the body not wanting rice. And at this moment in time, that's exactly right. It doesn't want rice. If you ate that, you'd go into shock. You'd go into stress, and you create more inflammation that's needed. You'd have an inflammatory response, which you don't want. Okay, let's test a couple of other things, just out of interest. So what we have here is a natural yogurt. Yeo Valley organic natural yogurt. Now I'm going to put this on the signal enhancer. Now I use another signal enhancer. I just put this close to the body and simply put the food on it, like that. So all of the signal enhancers, they talk to each other, okay? So now we're testing organic yogurt. Let's see what the client's body says. Hold. Really into stress. That's a very, very strong stress response. Okay. Now I'm going to take that off and I'm going to replace it with double organic cream. Hold. No problem with that. See the difference? Hold. So you would think these are both dairy products. That's organic dairy. This is organic double cream. We have a block and resistance to the yogurt, but the double cream, no problem. So this allows us to absolutely fine-tune your nutrition. Fine-tune exactly what's giving your body strength, energy, well-being and health, and what's creating inflammation, creating stress chemistry in the body, and really limiting your energy, putting more stress on the immune system than it needs because the wrong foods are in your body. This is absolutely crucial, and this is the most accurate test, bar none, for your foods. Now, I also do the same with your supplementation. And this is an amusing one for me. I've been into supplementation since I was about 13 years old. That's a few years ago. And I have tested, as I say, thousands of people in this method. I would say every single person, and I'm not exaggerating, I really mean that. I've thought about this. Every single person that brings supplements to me, that are using supplements, there is something that they're taking that's having a negative effect on the body. Now, you know, if you're in this industry, the supplement industry, the nutritional industry is a multi-trillion-dollar industry with everybody telling you they've got the best supplement for energy, for health, for detoxification, for antioxidants, blah, 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 blah. It goes on, right? It's all irrelevant because all you need to know is what supplements does your body want and what supplements are going to give the biggest bang for the buck to energy, health, resilience, and well-being. That's what we want, and that's what we can do here. So I'm going to pull out now just a few random supplements and test them just so we can see what happens to my client's body. So give me a second. Okay, so I've picked random 3 supplements off my shelf. It's a simple multivitamin and mineral we're going to test on my client. Some glutathione, liposomal glutathione, and some Shilajit. I know Shilajit is very popular in the biohacking community. So first of all, really simple. I can place the multivitamins on the signal enhancer. I'm going to put this on her stomach, the other signal enhancer. Let's have a little look. Hold, hold, hold. Yep, straight away gone into stress. Now, you wouldn't think that. This is a very good quality multivitamin mineral. There's no fillers, there's no binders. It's a capsule. It's a very good quality one. I use this, but does my client's body want it? No. The point being, if she starts taking this thinking this is good for her, every time she takes it, the body has an inflammatory response and has to get rid of it because it doesn't want it or need it. So this is very, very important when you think of energy production, energy conservation, and of course, all leading to optimization, all leading to peak performance. You can't optimize, optimize is optimize, right? It's the top. You can't be optimized if you're taking supplements that your body doesn't want, if you're eating foods that are creating inflammation, if your organs are not functioning properly, you're way off optimization. If your mind is not aligned with what you want to achieve, if you haven't cleared out your old limiting beliefs and updated and reprogrammed your mind, you can't be optimized. So, next one, liposomal glutathione. Let's have a look. Hold strong. Ooh, hold. That's a real solid no. Now, I was surprised on that one because this is a fantastic product and most people would benefit from this. You would assume, but obviously not so. Now, I would make that assumption because we've got the liver blocked and the gallbladder blocked. So you might think, a glutathione might enhance the detoxification of the liver perhaps, but absolutely not. The body's going, definitely not, don't want that, don't need that. So again, if you took that, then you're going backwards. You're needing to use energy to get rid of that and you're getting nothing from it. Next one, this is Shilajit. Hold, hold. I just happened to pick 3 supplements that the body doesn't want, right? So that just shows you there's the 3 random supplements off my shelf. Multivitamin, liposomal glutathione and Shilajit. And the body don't want any of those. It's saying it's a no. It's not even a neutral, it's a no. So they would have a negative effect. And as I said at the start of this little piece, I've tested thousands of people. And everyone that brings in a big bag of supplements, there's something that they're taking that the body doesn't want, and you can spend and waste a lot of money on that, where you can fine tune it and personalize it here to exactly what your body wants. And when you give your body the exact nutrition, the exact supplementation that it wants and needs, then we're moving towards those levels of optimization. Without that, you can't optimize. That's why I call this the ultimate in optimization, because we're testing at the fundamental level of light coming off every structure of the body. We're not testing the chemistry, we're not testing the function, we're testing the underlying light that comes off every cell of our body, every strand of our DNA. Is it coherent and healthy, or is it scattered? So we're getting right to the causal level, and then when we find the exact remedies that bring fully coherent light into the system, then you heal rapidly, your energy goes up, and you have a great sense of well-being. And of course, then we start to move to the levels of optimization. Okay, so that's an overview of the testing. Now, what I'm going to do now, off camera, because it'll be boring as hell to watch this, is I'm going to start testing Emma for parasites, bacterial infections, mold, metals, and viruses. And I'm going to see if any of that's related to what's going on in the gut. I'm going to do all those tests, and then I'm going to find the exact remedies that will bring this gut, the stomach, the small intestine, the liver, and the small intestine, the stomach, the small intestine, the liver, and the gallbladder. I'm going to find the exact remedies that will bring these organs back to normal function. So let me do that, and then I'll catch up with you a second, and I'll show you the remedies that I found. Okay, so I've tested Emma's body on parasites, bacterial infections, mold infections, viruses, and metals, specifically aluminium, mercury, and lead. Fortunately, she is clear of all of that. There's none of that resonating within her physical body at all, which is a big plus. Now, what I wanted to show you was, remember now, we found the liver was blocked, the gallbladder was blocked, the stomach and the small intestine was blocked, and the occipital lobes, the back of the head, the brainstem, the base brain. So I've pulled out 2 liver remedies, and I want to show you this because only one of them works. This is myrrh. Now, they're both herbs, which are very effective. This is myrrh, which is a potent, pungent herb for the liver. I've just finished a course of this myself. So I'm going to put it on the signal enhancer. I'm going to put the other signal enhancer on Emma's liver again. So firstly, let me just remind you. So I'm on the signal enhancer. And hold. So we have a block. I've got it. Position 2, a block, position 3. So 3 levels over the liver. The way the liver's communicating with the rest of the body and the brain, the extracellular and the intracellular. That's not good. Onto the gallbladder, hold, level 2, level 3. So that whole area of detoxification is struggling. So now I put the myrrh on to the signal enhancer. Does that take the body into a healing state, a parasympathetic state? Let's see. No, it blocks it. No change whatsoever. So that herb's useless. So again, there's no guesswork here. That's a very good herb for normal things if your body wants it, but this body doesn't want it, doesn't do anything to it. Now I'm going to bring in milk thistle, which is another liver herb. And now if I put this and test again, okay, I've got it, hold. Now we go into a healing response, position 2, hold, position 3, hold, onto the gallbladder, hold. So now that body goes into a healing response. Those organs have gone into an healing response. Now the liver's working properly, or will work properly with the support of that herb or formula. Now let's go back to the stomach, because often, everything, as you know, works together. There's no isolated part of the body. So let's see if this has an effect now on the stomach. Hold. Yes, it does. Hold. So now the stomach works properly, now the liver's working properly. Strange that, isn't it? Small intestine, hold. Hold and hold. So now the small intestine works properly. Now if I put this at the back of the brain, hold. And now it takes the stress off the brain. So we can see what showed in the physiological test was stomach, small intestine, liver, gallbladder, and basically the base of the brain. That showed us stress. Oh, and thyroid. Let me check the thyroid. Hold. And now it's taking it off the thyroid. Okay, so we see then that by just having that personalised remedy, by being able to test the body and then find the exact remedy that will put that body into the healing state, we found a liver remedy that resets the rest of the body. So we've got the single liver remedy that puts the liver back into normal function, the gallbladder back into normal function, the stomach and the small intestine back into normal function, and the thyroid and the back of the brain. Now, the liver, as you know, is the main organ for detoxification. And like I said at the start, if this starts to build up a little bit of extra toxicity and gets a bit of a backlog, if you like, it just can't function to its level that it needs to get rid of daily toxins, then everything starts to go wrong somewhere, you know. Like I say, the stomach, the small intestine, the thyroid, it starts to affect different systems of the body, but you put that right and the different systems of the body will then work normally. So by simply applying this herb in, we're going to do some nutritional supplementation testing to find the top 5 or 6 supplements that will give her the biggest boost in energy, the biggest boost in health, the biggest boost to her immune system. Again, all by testing to find out what does your body want to move to these levels of optimization. So I hope you find that a little bit useful there. There's zero guesswork in this methodology. It's personalized, precise testing with the exact remedies and supplementation that your body needs to get back to good function and then, as I say, move into these levels of optimal function. Okay, so now you're going to see me testing the mind, testing the deep down subconscious mind. So you'll see me with my client on the couch. Her name is Kate Strong. She is a world champion triathlete and holds 3 world records in cycling. So for me, that's an elite athlete. Now, Kate is a very intelligent woman. She's a very self-aware woman. She's into personal development and being the best person that she can be to really optimize her potential. She noticed that she had a niggling little doubt in the back of her mind, and this doubt was related to being successful in all areas of her life, not just her sporting life. So she came to see me. So what you'll see in this video is me testing that exact belief, testing the reaction of her subconscious brain to that exact belief. And yes, she is blocked when she thinks about being successful in other areas of her life. The brain and body go into stress. Obviously something we don't want, and that shows that deep down subconsciously, she doesn't believe it. She has a conflict there. You'll then see me guide her into a technique that I created called the Gamma Mindset Technique. And this technique creates a peak brain state where you can do rapid subconscious reprogramming. So you're going to see that. She's going to reprogram this belief into her subconscious, and then you see me testing again, and now we see, yeah, it is fully downloaded into her subconscious, into every cell of her body, allowing her and helping her to be successful in all areas of her life. So let's have a look. It's just a basic one, okay? So it is safe for me to be hugely successful in all areas of my life.
It is safe for me to be hugely successful in all areas of my life.
I believe this 100%.
I believe this 100%.
Hold. So let's deal with that. So, okay, it is safe for me now to be hugely successful in all areas of my life.
It is safe for me now to be hugely successful in all areas of my life.
I believe this 100%.
I believe this 100%.
And hold. Okay, good. Well, I hope you found that interesting. So being able to test the subconscious mind and really find those underlying limiting beliefs, those negative emotions that might just be subtly bubbling away at the back of your mind there, clearing those, and then reprogramming your mind with exactly what you want to achieve. All of your goals and desires are fully reprogrammed into your mind, where you have zero resistance and 100% resonance. That's the key in our mind. Zero resistance to what we want to achieve, no stress response, no fears, no anxieties, no self-doubts, no frustrations, none of that, and 100% resonance, which means we're in the flow, where we have easy access to our skills, our knowledge, and our experience, and we can bring that into the day, every day, and have productive, successful days whilst we're in this state of flow. This is what we want, and this is really how we optimize the mind. Now, an interesting test that I've used over the years is testing something called our subconscious financial set point. This is a point in our mind, in a subconscious mind, where we no longer believe we can make any more money than that. I've tested this with hundreds of people. So let's say they're on the couch and I get them to say out loud, it's safe for me to make £50,000 per year. I believe it 100%. Test. Do you go into stress, or can you stay in flow with that? I ask again. It's safe for me to make £100,000 a year. Test. Can you be in flow with that? No resistance, 100% resonance, or do you go into stress? So we keep doing that till there's a point where you just go, that's it. You've gone into stress. You don't believe you can make any more money than that. And 99% of the time, you've got no idea why that is. It's an unconscious program based on your past conditioning and past experiences. You don't need to know the why and the how and where. You just need to clear it. You want to absolutely be fully clear of any financial limits in your mind. Because if you've got limits, remember, that's a stress response in the physical body, a misalignment between what we want consciously and what's bubbling away subconsciously. We must align those minds so we have all of our mind working on our goals. And when it comes to money, this is an interesting one because I haven't tested anybody that's making any more money than what's in their subconscious financial set point. So this is an interesting one and a really important one. And again, to reiterate, what you want when it comes to money is no resistance, zero resistance to earning any amount of money in your mind, and 100% resonance so that you feel in flow with it, you have ideas how to do it, and you put those ideas into action and enjoy that process. That's what we want. It doesn't mean that you're just going to do like law of attraction style and, get checks through the post and you've been left £1 million by a long lost auntie that you never knew you had. Hey, maybe that will happen. But for the most part in the real world, what it means is you're in flow about money with no fears, doubts, worries. You have easy access to your skills, knowledge and experience, and you're enjoying the process of making that money and becoming financially free because all of you is fully aligned. So that's a very interesting test and certainly something I highly recommend changing if one of your goals is to make a lot of money and become financially free. Okay, what are the next steps? So if you are interested in optimizing your mind and optimizing your physical body so that you can create peak performance and be the best version of you and really maximize your successes, then I'd like to offer you a free 30-minute call with me. So this is where we go over exactly what it is that you want to achieve, what you think might be in your way, and then I tell you what I think you need to optimize your mind, optimize your body so that you can maximize your results and your success. After that conversation, you can simply decide whether you want to go ahead and have one-to-one coaching with me. If not, no problem, zero obligation. This is about what is best for you. Now, I do two types of coaching. One is face-to-face. That's where you would come to me in my practice in Monmouthshire in South Wales in the United Kingdom. However, I know most people can't get to me. I can do all of the physiology testing with a hair sample. So you get a complete comprehensive report of what's going on in your body and what are the exact remedies that your body needs to get back to balance, to good health, and then optimization. We can do all of the mindset work online. I have structured online programs plus one-to-one sessions with me online, which are fantastic for mindset change work and getting you fully optimized in the mindset department. So if this interests you, the next step is to click the button below and you'll go through to a questionnaire. It takes 1 minute to complete this questionnaire. That gets forwarded to me and then my diary gets sent to you where you can book yourself a 30-minute call with me. We'll go over all the questions. You can ask me any questions and then you can simply decide if you want to continue or not. No obligation, no pressure. It's as simple as that. So I look forward to seeing you on a call really soon.